Oh my God, you guys. I hooked up with a gay guy last night. Could you believe that he was straight, though? Story of my life, girl. Girl.
Are you still talking? Girl, stop talking.
Well, happy fucking Monday, bitches. We are back.
And better than ever, girl.
Back and better than ever. This is our, third episode?
Yes.
This is so fun.
I know. I love it.
I feel like it's our first for real episode for whatever reason, because it's like our first time like meeting up and like doing the thing during a regular week. Our last two episodes we kind of crammed in like the back-to-back days. So I feel like, I don't know. I mean, we're 3 in, but it still feels so new and I'm just really
But even
excited.
though we crammed them, we really fucking slayed the house down.
Oh, we really fucking did that shit. Also, I'll be so for real. I don't really re-listen to episodes. So the one that we did when we were completely wasted, I have
Great. So you don't even know.
no, I haven't edited it yet, but at this point when people hear it, it has already come out. So
Were we wasted?
let us know in the comments.
I mean, I guess I don't remember. So yeah.
I don't know what we've been talking about. I have no idea.
I just know we had fun, girl.
We
That's
had
it.
so much fun. And we hope you guys are having fun too. This week, what are we talking about this week, Chance?
This week, we are going to talk about my DL experiences. And for those of you that don't know what a DL is, it is basically a straight man on the gay ass down low, girl. And it's more common than you think. Girls, check your boyfriend's phones immediately.
Oh my God,
Immediately.
that's terrifying.
It's true.
Okay, before we kind of like get into the content of the episode, I kind of wanted to do a catch up. Like,
Let's do it.
we need to like catch the people up on what we've been doing. And to start, well, we've been out together twice since the last time we recorded. We did, okay, first of all, I'm sure we talked about this already and it's probably going to come up so many other times, but we are completely feral when we go out.
Dude, a Tatum and Chance together is the perfect cocktail for disaster, girl.
I mean, it's the best kind though.
It's a kind of disaster, but it is a recipe for just unhinged behavior.
I feel like we're so similar in the sense when we don't know when to go home. So we're just like, what else can we do? What else can we do?
The after's that, girl.
Yeah. Oh, your favorite. That's your favorite. Like, no, nothing needs to happen after 2 p.m.
No, terrible.
So, okay. So there was one time where we were kind of discussing like the contents of the show and we went to that underground bar. What was it called in Chandler?
Oh, the ostrich.
Ostrich. Yeah. That was super fun. We got a couple like craft cocktails and we spent the night out. Ended up actually, this is so fitting for the episode because we actually ended up
Not me already forgetting, girl. Not me already forgetting.
we actually ended up running into a DL. Okay. Which is so crazy. I don't know how much you want to share of the story, but I'll like leave that to you. Did we already talk about
We
this?
already talked about
We
it on
did
our
talk-
drunken episode.
Okay. Now it's coming back. Okay, so we already talked about that one. And okay, let's fast forward then. What was the last time we went out together? What did we do last time? Was that the last time?
I think that was the last time we went out.
Oh my God, why did I think there was more?
Maybe because you saw me the other night at work.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't think we went out after that.
Okay, so what else has been going on in your life? Anything new?
Nothing new. I was committed to dry January until last Friday, girl, and then I got a little crazy. Tried to give myself a boundary. You're allowed 2 glasses of wine at dinner. No, I had a fucking craft cocktail, a glass of wine, an old fashioned, a Fernet, 2 espresso martinis, wine. Like, it just was actually,
You didn't even keep it in the same like range of liquor.
it just was actually insane. So,
And what happened that night, Chance? Okay, literally, I know I just asked you a question, but I'll sidebar really quick. It is crazy to me since we're talking about DLs, like how you are seriously like attract this type of man.
I fucking can't stand it.
And
really
I'd never even really heard or really known what it was until we started hanging out a little more and we kept having these conversations. But it is interesting because we've been out quite a bit together, and they like it's like you're like a magnet.
I'm a DL magnet, and I'm exhausted. I really am.
We have some stories to share today, all just, I guess, highly exposing your.
Exposing me and my bullshit, girl.
Okay, so I guess I have a question for you. Why are you attracted to this type of man too? Like, actually, like, do you find attraction in them, or do you just like the attention?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, and this isn't just me. It's most gay guys.
Okay.
Every gay guy that I know has hooked up with a straight guy or a DL or whatever you want to call it. I think a lot of it has to do with trauma.
Oh, okay. Go into it.
But yeah, I also do like the attention. I mean,
Yeah, who
obviously,
doesn't?
if you're getting attention from anybody and it's really one specific type of person, like at some point you're gonna give in,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because for the gay community, I'm too feminine or I'm not masculine enough or I'm not muscular enough. Like there's so many like expectations within my own community.
Yeah.
And straight men are just kind of like just down to fucking clown, you know?
So the straight men that are DLs, is it specifically like they just like to get their dick sucked, or are they going like full in like they want to fuck you also? Like, what is the barrier of the down low man?
So the standard is them just getting head. Okay. But the ones that do want to go all the way want me to be in full wig and makeup, which is
Oh,
wild to me because there's one thing all DLs have in common that I've been with.
they all have girlfriends.
That, and they all hate them. They all hate women. They all like they don't want women to wear makeup. Like I prefer my women natural. Like if she wears makeup, like I tell her to wash it off. Like it's just like
Tell me
so.
you need therapy
It's
without
a
telling me.
double standard to me. I'm like, so you want me in full wig? I mean, I had a fucking DL ask to buy me Victoria's Secret lingerie and dress in a wig and make like cross dresser. Girl,
Wow.
I'm not doing all that.
No, I thought
Okay.
like, girl, I did that.
No, fuck no. And I was like, I'm not comfortable with doing that. And he's like, well, that's the only like way I would be sexually attracted completely is if you looked like a woman. And I'm like, but didn't you just say you don't like women that wear makeup? Huh.
So what do you think?
Funny, girl.
What what do you think the lore is? Like, do you think because if they're like want you to be fully like glammed up, dressed as a woman, that's like for full blown sex. Like they want to have full blown sex.
Mm.
So do you think it comes from like maybe I don't know, like I'm trying to understand because they're saying that they're straight, but do they just want to have anal? Like they want to be the dom to do anal? And you think that's where it comes from?
Yes, but then I've also met DLs that want to be fucked in the ass,
Okay.
even if I am in full glam.
Okay.
It's just bizarre.
Okay, but see that's crazy to me like because pegging is obviously a thing and I don't recognize like a man wanting to be pegged as him being gay.
No, yeah, no.
But I feel like the DL conversation it has confused me a little bit because I'm like what is the borderline of like are they down low gay or is it down low they just want to hook up with these like pretenses in place and it happens to be a man?
It could be both. I don't think that any of the DLs like want to be with a man in the long term,
Okay,
but I think that they just have like a kink or
Yeah,
a desire that they're not comfortable with being open about because maybe their families aren't accepting or like whatever
or
it
they're
is.
in a relationship
Or they're in a
and their
relationship.
like girlfriend or wife doesn't want to do anal or
Yeah.
maybe they're not sucking their dick right and they're like I bet gay man knows how.
These
Look at
lips,
those DMs.
these lips were made for more than just talking. Okay.
Sucking and fucking, girl.
No, but yeah, I think that, a lot of them just have like kinks and fetishes and desires.
Oh, maybe it's a fetish.
I think it's like a fetish thing
Okay.
sometimes. But I mean, I was with a DL for like over a year one time. He messaged me on Grindr and he's like, I think we went to high school together. And I was like,
Oh.
we? He's like, yeah, whatever. But I'm like scared to send you my pictures. I'm DL, whatever. And I was like, send me your fucking pictures. Like, I want to know who it is now, obviously. Well, I didn't even fucking recognize the motherfucker, but he came over that night And then he started coming over almost every day. Then he was coming over just for like movie nights or playing video games with me. Then we were going to raves together. Like we were like hanging out.
You were like
actively.
friends with Ben's.
We were friends with Ben's. But then he came out to his mom after one of our weekends together. Like, so I thought that was really gonna go
Inspiring.
Yeah.
So he was gay. So he came out as gay.
Yeah, he came out as bi.
As bi. Okay.
Which is fine.
And then what happened?
Well, he just
It like
it went on for some time, on and off, but he just it ended.
oh.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, damn it, I missed that guy. No, it ultimately ended, but I mean, that was a once in a lifetime experience where a DL messages me on Grindr and then we hang out for over a year and build a relationship together. And he comes out to his mom as bisexual and like whatever. So
I know a lot of people really came here for was this epic story that you have full detail about. And I know you touched base about it on your Instagram.
First of all, my Instagram stories are unhinged. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I just be posting. I be bearing it all on my Instagram story. So
yes.
Come on over and set a spell, girl.
Okay, so we want to hear the details. This is like, we're going to take you through a full-blown experience, like as if it was real time, something that happened with Chance. Why don't you give the backstory first?
Okay. We're going to go all the way back to 2018.
Oh, shit. That's longer than I thought.
Yeah. So I used to work at this restaurant called Burger Theory. It's still open today. It's at a Holiday Inn on 44th and I don't know. It's by the fucking Marriott in Phoenix, Tempe area. Anyways, so we worked there. This one guy worked there also. We'll call him Alec. He worked in the kitchen and we were just friends, we were friends on Snapchat, like nothing happened for all this time, but like maybe last year he started responding to my Snapchat stories, especially when I was in full glam.
Okay, like complimenting
whatever,
okay, sending fire emojis.
So I finally threw one back and I was like, are you interested or something? And he was like, yeah, maybe I am.
You're like, do you want to do meth?
Like last night? Oh my God. Did I send you that last night?
Yeah, you posted it on your Instagram.
What did I say? My Instagram stories are hilarious.
The Grindr gays are crazy.
Oh, the Grindr gays. I was like, girl, your username says iPhone charger. Like,
that was the username?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Tell me you're a meth addict without telling me your
You're
username.
trying to plug it in.
Yeah. Girl.
Okay, anyways.
Okay, back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I asked him if he's interested or whatever. He's like, yeah, I might be. So then he sends me like a slew of dick pics. Okay. And this goes on just on Snapchat for like, I want to say like a year. Like it was just like fun, playful, little sexting here and there, but like we never met up in person or anything. Well, then finally, so this was December 2nd. He randomly, first of all, he would delete me on Snapchat. And then he would re-add me. Then he would delete me again, and then he'd re-add me. And this was going on for a while. And I was just to the point where I was like, I don't fucking want to add you back anymore.
It's giving
like, I'm over
red flag. Like,
yeah. I know he had a baby mama. I know he has a child, but I know that they're not together anymore. So I didn't know if he was bi or like, I just, I didn't ask. I don't fucking care to ask. I mean, I never ask DLs if they're DL. They usually just pull their dick out and it's game on. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm just seeing what you're doing. I just got off. Where are you at? I'm in Phoenix. And I said, okay, well, you can come over.
Was this the first time that he was like trying to meet up, like getting details to gauge the situation?
This isn't the first time he was trying to meet up, but it was like he tried to meet up before, but like it just kind of fell through. He didn't want to drive from fucking Phoenix at 10 at night. And I totally get it. You know what I mean? I sent him my address. He said, I'll be there in 30 minutes, whatever. So he comes over. The vibes were not great as soon as he walked in the door. But what was I going to say?
You're like, you're already here.
Yeah, you're already here. I mean, I don't know. The vibes were bizarre. He had sunglasses on when he came in. I'm like,
it was nighttime.
8:00 at night.
Was he like rolling?
So anyways, we do the do. I just blow him. Oh my God. Oh God.
Mentally all coming back.
It's all coming back. I'm like blowing him on the couch, and then he stands up and just starts like actually throat fucking me to oblivion to the point where I'm throwing up. And listen, that type of play is like fun if I guide you to do it. Do
Yeah,
not just
hello.
shove my head down and around, girl. I hate that
I
shit.
hate that.
Like, there's a difference if I'm grabbing your hand and putting it on the back of my head. That's like, it's go time. Do
Yeah,
it.
or like grabbing them by the waist or like the butt, being like
Yeah, yeah.
insisting.
Yes.
Or having a conversation ahead of time
it's
because
my control.
consent
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
always needed.
Yeah. So I'm like throwing up. And then while I'm throwing up, he's shoving me down further to the point where now I'm slapping his leg because I cannot breathe, girl.
Oh my God.
First of all, a recent DL experience I had. Well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Wait, let's just finish. Let's get to this story and then we can bounce
Okay.
back if we need to.
So I'm thinking, he is trying to fucking kill me. I cannot breathe. I'm literally slapping his thigh, like, let me off of you. And then he goes, catch.
Get the cum? Stop.
Pushes my head off and he goes, catch.
What? Like it's a goddamn goldfish?
Oh my God. I was so disgusted. I was like, ew. Like, is this how you treat girls?
Did you catch it?
I caught it. I did catch it, but like, girl, is this how you treat women? Is this how you treat your girlfriend who I did not know about, girl?
Okay. Side note, low key, like if all of this was pre-discussed and you knew what you were getting yourself into, I kind of think that would be fun. I'd be like, wow, what a game. Catch the cum at the end.
Fine. Can we talk about it? But how dare you just like fucking skull
He's
fuck
fucking
me
you.
and then pull me off and be like, catch. Catch what?
He's
Hopefully not an STD. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here, girl? He leaves.
And what happens the next day? The next day?
No, this very same night.
Oh my God, same night. What time is this?
So 10:46 p.m. on December 2nd, right after he leaves, I said that was fun. He messages me back the other night, question mark. I said, no, tonight, LMAO. Hopefully we can do it again soon. And he said, well, I'm single now, so anytime. My girl found out, so now our engagement is off.
Dun, dun, dun.
In my head, I'm like, I'm trying to do a math equation. I'm like, wait, what?
Girl, the engagement.
I said, I found out about what? Also, I didn't know you were engaged. And then he calls me on Facebook Messenger, said, I'm on the phone, I'll call you back. And he said, she found out about us. She went through my phone a few months ago, but I stayed and continued to lie to her. And she found out, and I live with her and her best friend. I'm telling my friend this on the phone. I'm telling her all the play-by-play messages, the whole thing. And she goes, what if it's a girl on his account?
Yeah, that's what I was
I don't think he has
just thinking.
I was like, I didn't know he had a girlfriend. Like, I really didn't know. Because let's just sidebar. If there ever is a DL situation and I know that he has a girlfriend, I'm not doing it. I don't want to get involved. I am not here to break women's hearts. You can do that with somebody else. It's not going to be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, straight up.
So I said, OMG. And he says, well, I'm out of a place to go now. So can I just come back and crash at your house?
What? You said no.
I said, what do you mean you can't go home? And then he said, can you talk? Proceeds to call me 3 more times.
Okay.
I said, I'm still on the phone. I'll call you back in 5. Then I get a voice memo.
Hey, Chance. I know you don't know me. I'm Jax's pretty much now ex. I just wanted to, ask some things. I don't have, anything against you, of course. I don't have anything against him. I don't really necessarily care to know the status of you all's relationship, but just once again, just some closure. Things have been rocky, and he doesn't talk to me. So, not knowing anything, he'll be at work all day, sweating, and then expect me to give him head. Like, he could rinse him off a little bit. From my sweaty balls from the first job, but for example, he didn't get back until around this time a few nights ago. And then in between his dick and balls was, slimy, such as some spit. clarification on if he was with you a few nights ago as well. Once again, no issues, no problems. Just curiosity since he's steadily lying to me.
Oh my God. Okay, and I just want to clarify quickly that we did get consent from the girl to play this message.
I did. I got her consent. She said, hell, you might as well tag me. We're not going to do that.
We're not
But
gonna keep it that far. We're gonna keep it anonymous.
so then after I got that, I messaged back and I go, girl, crying emojis. What is going on? Because I really thought it was him voice. I thought it was him messaging me this whole time. No, turns out it was her the entire time.
Okay, so did you end up getting back on a call with her, or did you
I
just?
did.
Okay,
So
and how did the call go?
She added me on Facebook. I accepted her friend request. I immediately call her via Facebook Messenger, whatever. We talked on the phone for 2 hours.
That's too long.
This poor girl was crying. She was just a disaster. And she was like, I found out about you a while ago on Snapchat and I deleted you from his Snapchat.
Now make it make sense. Now
We're connecting the dots, okay? So she was like, when I found out about you on Snapchat, I told him that if he wants to like play with men or like incorporate men into our sexual relationship, like I'm willing to do that for him.
I don't fucking understand because I've heard this a lot in the other shows, like podcasts that I listen to. It's almost like the audacity of some of these men out here, and I think it's just because they feel, in my opinion, they feel so much guilt and shame around themselves because
Mhm.
they don't understand it. It's like you have a woman that's in your corner and open to like playing in the relationship and like expanding, the growth of like your sexual repertoire, if you will, and like okay with you playing with other men. Like that takes a lot of like confidence for someone to, for one, even be okay with it in a monogamous relationship. And then you're just going to sit there and you're going to fucking lie and probably gaslight
Oh my
the
God.
whole fucking time.
It's so sad. When she told me that she was like trying to accept that and like include that in their relationship and like whatever, I was like, well, that's fucking cool as fuck of her to do because
Yeah.
he's black. And just from me having, I mean, I've dated a lot of black guys. Okay. And being black and gay is hard sometimes for their families and just for them. And like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shame around it in the black community.
Yeah, there's a lot of cultural shame around
So
it
for
also.
her to be a black woman and tell him, hey, like, I want to make this work. Like, what can we do to make this work? Like, can we have, can we include men? And sometimes, like, can you just be honest with me? And he still was fucking lying to her behind her back. Girl, like, why would you even lie? I just don't get it. So
Yeah.
yes, 2 hours was probably too long to talk to her on the phone, but she was crying and I just felt bad. And like, I wanted her to know that I did not know about her, and that was not my intention
Well,
to
you were
drop a fucking bomb on her life like that,
You were being a girl's girl. Like
Yeah.
that's the one of the things that I love about girls is when it comes to cheating in a relationship. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse because we don't want to create trauma bonds, but I feel like a lot of the time the women become friends or like friendly or whatever because they have the same story. Like they both are lied to. They're both, it's in disbelief that this has happened to them, this, that, or the other when it comes to like cheating in relationships,
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I love that. I love it when you're like, you're obviously in a vulnerable, shitty situation and you have someone on the other side being so open to be like, hey, like I just girl to girl, like woman to woman, I want to be honest with you. This is what I know. But at some point, this is why I say that 2 hours is 2 hours too long. Like you have to create the boundary of like, there's no more that I can tell you. And there's nothing more that I can do, like, because it can become unhealthy so fast. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you don't even know this girl. She's talking to you like your best friends and you're like the other woman, quote unquote.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, no offense. Love you, sister. Hope you heal. Go talk to your therapist or one of your girlfriends. A, B, C, D, F, G. I gotta go.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so, I mean, should we bring up the voice memo where she says, slimy?
Oh my God, that was crazy.
She's telling me on the phone that he's out every fucking night and lying about what time he gets off work. And then he's out fucking every fucking night. and she's smelling his dick and balls when he comes home because she doesn't trust him. And there's slime between his dick and balls, and she's smelling it, girl. Girl. Already, if you're smelling your man's dick and balls,
I don't know.
just A, B, C, D, F, G, get the fuck out of there. What? If I ever got to a point where I was smelling my boyfriend's dick, I just wouldn't. I simply would not be doing it because I'll just be out. Peace.
Yeah, I think,
The
that
trust is not there. So what are we doing?
And I think that's like a deeper issue that a lot of people find themselves in relationships, right? Because if you're the one that is like, I don't want to like label it as like the better person, but like you're being honest, you're being truthful, like you're being open-minded, and then you're in a situation, obviously like somewhat of an unhealthy or toxic situation, and there's like someone that cheats or whatever, you give them a second chance. It's like because you have those feelings of like love, but then you're getting to the point where like there's literally zero trust. They're not doing anything to like let you trust them or tell you that you can trust them. It's just shitty that like there's something I think where we have to like look inwards, which is a hard truth because you're allowing it to happen at this point. And it's like, you're telling him basically that it's okay to treat you like this without there being any consequences, And I'm not saying like, don't go and make ultimatums because that's not a healthy alternative either. But like, you have to create boundaries for yourself and be like, if this person isn't going to be honest about where they are or text me accordingly, if I'm going to feel unsafe, then I have to leave this relationship because otherwise you're just going to be stuck in this hole. And it's like, there's not enough time to be wasting our most precious, valuable time on shitty fucking people in shitty relationships.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I agree. It's like, it's so hard. And I've been there too, where you stay in a relationship because of like the hope that like, oh, well, it used to be so good. Or, oh, like he says he's going to do this. And yeah, he does it for like 14 days, but then now we're just back in the same spot. It's like, girl, he's telling you how he's going to treat you.
Yeah, exactly. And she did message me again like a month or so ago, and she asked, well, I guess it wasn't a month ago because that would have been literally the month that it happened, but she messaged me a couple weeks ago, and she asked if we are still in cahoots because they're getting back together and whatever, and if we're in cahoots, he's not going to live with her. And I was like, girl,
no, bye.
No. Okay, you can keep him, girl. I have not talked to him. I don't plan on talking to him. It's all good. You can leave him in the house, honey.
Yeah.
Give him a roof over his head, girl, because it ain't going to be here. Okay? But you know what? This happens so often. And like, I've hooked up with so many DL guys, straight guys, whatever. And I've just had fun. Like I've never really expected anything from it. I've never been in a situation where the girlfriend, if there was one, has ever found out or called me or been on their account and messaging me pretending to be like, this was crazy
Until now.
for me. I was like,
you're
oh
like,
my
I am in
God.
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the club, sister.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't like this, but it's common for men to, I've had married men on Grindr message me and say, hey, my wife isn't home, blah, blah, blah. My kids are out. Like, it's very common.
I think that's something we can all relate to also, is just like dealing with guys who are being unfaithful, not only to their relationships, but like lying and being manipulative, trying to get what they want from someone else. Because I've had my fair share. I've had 2 stories that I can think of that came off the top of my head. One guy, he hit on me at a gas station, and I was like, whatever. I was like feeling it, and he was like tall, dark, and handsome. And I was like, okay, damn, not him picking me up at a QT. And we exchanged numbers, and we went on like we got like drinks twice or something. And like this, I remember so vividly the second time we met up, he was like on the phone in the car, and I like pulled up next to him. I got out, and he stayed in the car on the phone. And I was like, that was kind of weird. This was before I did a lot of like sticking up for myself and like really analyzing people's behavior. And then he got out of the car still on the phone and said, like told me to be quiet.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. And I remember like I had told my roommate and bestie at the time, well, roommate at the time, still best friend, and she was dating this guy at the time, and I had given them some of their information. Well, her boyfriend at the time, like, looked this guy up. I come home from my date, and it was just, like, awkward, kind of weird, like, the energy was off, you know? And, I come home from my date, and he looked him up and told me, oh, he's actually married. His wife is the principal of one of the public schools out here. And I'm sitting here like, what? So then I do my own research and I find her. She's fucking, they have a full blown family and she's fucking pregnant. I was like, and normally I wouldn't be like, the two times that this has happened, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know which way you want to look at it, but I had told the girl and or they have reached out to me, but I think like if it I wouldn't just go out of my way to like ruin someone's life, even though it's not me ruining the life, it's like the guy making the decision. But I just think like, hey, don't fucking contact with me, like, or don't contact me. I don't want to be involved anymore. And that's kind of how I would take it. But this, like, it hit me just because I was like, she's literally fucking pregnant and she's the principal of one of the schools out here. And I'm sitting here like, my kid's gonna go to school. What happens if like I put him in the school that she's the principal of, and then I have to deal with that? I have to deal with, you know what I mean? So I was like, that was the one time that I reached out and I was like, this is the information that I have. We had only made out. So it's like, honestly, maybe I shouldn't have even reached out. But again, I wasn't the one that was in the wrong. And I didn't want to put myself in a position where like the principal of my son's school hated me because I went on dates with her man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the second time,
Did she message you back?
she did message me back. Like, I can't remember exactly what happened, but she basically just, I think she just said, like, thank you for this info. And I'm like, you know, do with it what you will. And I never looked back and I'm sure they're still together or whatever. You know, she's pregnant. Like, I get it. It was like a make out and being shady. Who knows?
That is so messy.
Who fucking knows? The other one, I think I've shared this story on here before, but the other one was messier. We were celebrating my girlfriend's birthday up in Flagstaff, and I'm going to try and make this long story short, but I remember it was like I was right out of like not having sex for a while. I had just like taken a break. I don't know if I would call it full blown celibacy, but I just like took a break. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get fucked. And I like, we were going to do this birthday weekend in Flagstaff. I told all my friends, I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I'm going to celebrate your birthday with you. And I also want to let you know that like, if I find a hot guy at the end of the night, I'm probably going to leave with him because like, I just want to have sex. I need it. I'm like craving it, you know? And I ended up meeting this guy. From what I saw, I didn't see a ring on his finger. He was there with a bunch of friends, super nice, like jacked. Like you could tell he was like muscular and fit and sexy and like tatted and all the things, right? We end up like talking, drinking, hanging out that night. And I was being like very forward. So I'm pretty sure I like initiated like, oh well, do you want to just like go back to your hotel? We end up walking back to the hotel and I kid you not, it was like the scene from a fucking movie. Like, you know, those moments where you're like in the movies where they're like meet at the bar, then they're like slamming each other up against doors, like fiery make out, like push you up against the wall, like pick you up. He literally like picked me up and we're like making out against the wall and he like throws me on the counter and basically ends up going down on me. I know.
I'm hot from the story, girl. Oh my God.
He ends up going down on me and I'm like, I kid you the fuck not. I'm on the counter. My pants are to my knees. My legs are up. My legs are up in the air. He's like standing on the side of the counter, going down on me, and then all of a sudden, the front door opens to the hotel room, and his friend opens the door and is like, "Oh my!" and then closes the door, and I'm like, "Holy shit, what happened?" So we stop. I basically, you know, what's so funny is I like rolled off the counter, and I still had my heels on, and I smashed the light in the hotel room as I rolled off the counter. I know it was bad. And then I like put my clothes on. The friend comes back in and he's pissed. The friend, I don't think he saw the like light smash. I didn't like resonate that that's what he was mad about. But the friend is fucking pissed and he like walks into the other room and the guy kind of like follows him. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? The guy that I was hooking up with, or hooking up with me, comes back out, and I'm like, what was all of that about? Like, I understand it's not, ideal to like walk in on like your friend hooking up with someone, but like, I don't understand why he's that mad. So things got weird. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta go.
A, B, C, D, F, G, gotta go.
Gotta go. I end up leaving, and I thought it was all great. I was excited. The guy lived in Scottsdale. I'm like, maybe we can do this again. We can finish what we started. I was just like, oh God, he was so hot. Like, that was fucking, what the hell? Whatever. I wake up the next morning to a text from this guy, and the text, from what I can remember, goes, hey, this is so and so. I just wanted to reach out because I kind of fucked up last night. And I'm like, that's weird. He's like, so I actually have a wife and stepson, and apparently all of our text messages went to my stepson's iPad. And then he proceeds to be like, so if my wife ends up reaching out to you, can you just let her know that like your friend was lost and I was trying to help you find your friend? That would be awesome.
What?
Wanting me to fucking cover for him.
Yeah, no. What we're not doing is that.
So
Okay.
I responded, and I was like, I said something along the lines like, yeah, I don't want to be involved in your personal life drama. I think that was it. And he responds, okay, thanks. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I kid you not, like an hour to 2 hours later, I'm driving home with my friend from Flagstaff. I get a DM from the wife trying to verify the story. And that's when I was like, I'm just going to tell her. I sent her the screenshot that he texted me
Thank God.
asking to cover for him, and sent it to her. And then this is how I was kind of explaining later, when it's like, you can be there for someone and be honest to them, but like at some point you just have to create the boundary and cut it, because she was like wanting all this information. I was like, without going into like the storytelling mode of my like passionate, fiery experience, I was just like, this is what happened. We didn't, there was no like penetration. He went down on me, blah, blah, blah. And then she started getting pissed, like turned it around on me like I'm this like some dumb bitch. And I just said, I wish you well. I wish you well, girl. And I just like had to block her. But they were like some fitness couple, like in the whole like nutrition and fitness industry down here. So yeah, those are my experiences. Not with DLs, but well, I guess download cheaters. We can call
Download
them
cheaters,
that.
the unfaithful. Because DLs are usually in relationships. Straight men are just crazy.
They're gross sometimes.
They are gross sometimes.
Yeah.
So I've decided for one of my New Year's resolutions is to leave them in 2024.
And how is that going?
You know what? I was here on New Year's Eve. Oh my God, this story is just so wild and annoying. Oh my God. I was here on New Year's Eve. I get an Uber home. The Uber driver's like, oh, what were you up to tonight? I was like, oh, I was just at my girlfriend's hanging out. And he said, oh, wow, how long have you guys been together? Girl,
You're like in glam.
what are you fucking talking about, girl? I think it's pretty obvious that I am gay, right? So he's like, oh, you are? I'm sorry, you're gay? And I was like, yeah. He literally turned around. He's like, you are? And I was like,
Eyes like peeled wide open.
I was like,
He's like drooling.
I was like, yeah, I'm like thinking in my head, oh God, this fucking guy is going to throw me out of his car. Like, I was really thinking the worst.
Oh my God.
I really was like, oh my God, maybe he's not okay.
You're like, this is problematic.
It's problematic. He goes, well, then why don't you get up in the front seat and suck my dick when I drive you home? Okay. Do you know how much I have fantasized of hooking up with an Uber driver? I don't know what it is. It's kind of like hooking up with your UPS driver.
I've done that. Oh, wait, no, just kidding. I didn't hook up with him, but I did. Sorry, I got so excited and like taken away by the story. I did hit on him when me and the friend that I was talking about lived together. We were getting a lot of packages, and it was the same guy bringing them. And I'm like, oh, he's
And she was trying to get another package.
I was trying to get that FedEx package. But no, we didn't actually end up hooking up, but I did hit on him pretty hard. Okay, go. Wait, first of all, I know I just told you to go. I love that, like, he's like, get up here and suck this dick. And you're just like, oh,
Literally flew into the front seat fast. I literally hit the dashboard. Like I flew to the front seat. And he was like not hot, you guys. Oh my god, it's just like not good. It's not good. Dick is dick, girl. Dick is dick. And I don't know why I've had such an Uber driver fantasy. Like why it's like the same thing with your FedEx,
yeah.
your UPS
It's like a
driver. It's a
porno.
porno,
Yeah.
right?
So did he push you off and tell you to catch it also?
No, he did not. He actually came in like 2 minutes. So maybe he was just already bricked up before
was
he
so
got there. He
excited.
was just so excited. He was ready to go, girl. But then he started asking me weird questions when we got to my house, and I was like, okay, I'm going inside. Like, you're kind of creeping me the fuck out.
Like, you know where I live.
Yeah, he's like, so are you home alone? And I was like, no. And he's like, do you have a roommate? And I was like, yeah, I have a guy that lives here right now. You know, lie, but
smart. He probably wanted to like come in
and he's like, well, I just wanted to make sure, like, if I came in, like, the house would be clear. And I was like, well, you're not.
Oh my
You're not coming in though. I never invited you. You know what I'm saying? So I just got out, went inside.
Wait,
and then
wait. So did you give him 5 stars?
I don't remember if I gave him 5 stars. But you know what's not fair is that I just gave you head and then I also am required to tip you.
Oh,
Come on. You should be paying me now, you know?
yeah. What the fuck?
Anyways,
We're
then
learning.
on Friday night, when I went out and was crazy and had a million fucking cocktails that were not even related to each other at F&B.
Yeah.
So later that night, I got a lift home. And again,
It happened again.
it happened again. And I didn't even ask.
That's crazy.
It's like the universe is like, you want to live a porno fantasy, girl? Here you go.
But also, to be clear, both of these times you were like, you had glam on, didn't you?
No, I had glam on Friday, but on New Year's Eve I didn't.
You didn't. Okay. So
that was new for me, you know? But I think he just wanted to, I don't know. I guess he wanted to rub one out really quick. I don't.
That is so.
Dudes are literally such horn dogs. I'm convinced that if you cut a hole into a wall, they would fuck it.
No, I mean, that's a thing too. That's a thing. It's
What, glory holes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's someone on the other end.
Oh, you're just saying in general.
I'm talking. They will literally fuck the drywall and insulin of your home. Like, I'm convinced. Anyways, so on Friday I took a lift home and I was just making small talk and I was like, so like, do you have a wife and kids? Like, what's your life like? Like, what's going on? I was just making small talk. And he's like, no, I actually recently got out of a relationship. I was dating a cougar.
Okay.
And he said, and you know what? She had a gay son that was in his mid-20s. And whenever she would leave the house, I would fuck the shit out of her son all day.
Stop.
And I was like, I'm sorry, what? What did you just say?
That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy and fucked up, dude.
Well, yeah, because the son giving 0 fucks about his mom. Also, like
0?
Like literally ruining fucking lives. Are you kidding?
Then he says, yeah, and then she ended up finding out one day. She walked in on us.
Oh my.
But she continued to let us have relations with one another.
Stop.
And then he's like, oh my God, talking about this I'm just so excited right now. My dick is so hard. Do you want to see it? Yeah, girl. Pull it out, baby. I want to see it. Are you kidding me? You should have been out already. Like,
I'm screaming. You're so funny. Can I play this voice note that you sent me at 4:54 a.m.?
Go ahead and play it. Girl.
Okay, so I wake up. So Chance, he told me that he wasn't going to be drinking. He's doing dry January. And then he literally calls me and he's like, don't judge me. I actually just talked about this in my episode today. And if you watch my story, you'll see it. Just that part, just the goals part. Because I didn't know if we were going to make it this far, if you were going to share or not.
Okay.
And then, so literally, I wake up the next morning and it's Saturday and I see this message for this voice note from Chance at 4:54 a.m. and this is literally what it says.
Maybe I should just stop drinking. Okay, like maybe I should just get sober. Because girl, another lift, another blowjob. Did I just suck my driver's dick? Yes, I did. Did I ask? No, I didn't.
We'll just stop it right there.
Yeah. I'm like, we don't need to go any further. Don't go any further, girl.
I'm
Yeah.
like, your voice notes are my favorite. They're so fun. I'm just like, oh, what is he up
First
to
of
now?
all, I apologize in advance for sending you voice memos drunk as fuck
No, I
at
love
5 in the
them.
morning.
I keep all of them because you know what? It may become a full segment on the show. We might just do couch confessional voice memos by Jan.
She ended up sending me a voice memo back that I still have not listened to because I was so embarrassed by my behavior that night that I just did not even want to listen to what anyone said. But you were very kind to me and
Oh,
consoling.
yeah. I try to just encourage. I'm like,
I only blew him for like a mere fucking 15 seconds because we were in his car in my driveway and he was like, oh my God, what if someone comes outside and sees us in my car? I go, it's literally like 5 in the morning. No one's coming outside. And if they are, they're not going to come up to your fucking car window in my driveway. Like, let's get real.
yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
real.
So I just gave him a little handy and then he kissed me before I left. And then he was like, can I get your number so we can hang out? And I was like, no.
We're not gonna hang out.
We're not hanging out, girl.
It's like that moment where when they're like, "Oh, well, we can be friends," like from Wolf of Wall Street, and she's like, "We're not
We're
gonna
not
be
doing it.
friends."
We're not doing it. So would you call that a DL or would you call that a bisexual? Because he
I have no
clearly-
idea.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he really knew because he was like freaking out about the whole thing. Like he didn't want even strangers to see.
I don't know.
Okay, so I have a question for you before we wrap up today's episode. So you said that one of your goals is going to be to stop messing with DLs. Have we, and by we I mean you, have you broken down like how are you going to start implementing not hooking up with DLs in the future? Like, do you have a plan?
I don't have a plan. And you know what? Like it usually happens.
That's me.
That usually happens when I'm out and about in full glam, looking real good. Looked real good on Friday night. Okay. But that's usually when it happens. I need to learn how to, and this is what I'm working on in
Dodge it.
therapy.
Yeah.
I'm working on in therapy boundaries when I go out to drink, especially in regards to the DL men. So I don't know. We're just trying to work on boundaries and how to not engage with
Yeah.
those people or go somewhere else with those people. Like if I meet them at a restaurant or something, at a bar or whatever, just to not leave with them or,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, I see you as such like a forward like person anyways. So I think maybe looking at it as like maybe the boundary is asking a couple of more questions before you follow through, like, do you have a girlfriend? Are you gay? Like even just like be like, are you interested in having a relationship? And then if you hear them be like, oh, well, no, or like they choke up, then it's like, I'm sorry, but this isn't going to work out. You know what I mean? Like some
Yeah.
of those just like quick hitting things, or you could even fucking call it out and be like, I actually told myself that my goal this year is to not hook up with DL. So this isn't going to work out for me and you. Because then it kind of throws it in their face a little bit and they're like, wait, what? And
I should say that.
they either don't know what it means and then you have to explain it and then they're like offended probably because they think that you're calling them gay or something. But then you're like also telling yourself, like you're saying it out loud. You're like, I told myself I wasn't going to do this. Like this isn't going to work unless you're interested in me and having a relationship. And then it's like, boom, bang, done.
That's actually a really good way to do that.
Welcome.
But on my Grindr bio,
it says,
I put no DLs. Y'all are low key scary and need to seek therapy. So hopefully they don't message me. Well, I guess it doesn't really work because a DL totally messaged me today, but I might make an exception. He's hot.
And it all goes down.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not going to make an exception, but can't I flirt with him on Grindr? Let me just show you his pics, girl.
Yeah, I feel like flirting is one thing, but if you're working on creating boundaries, you just have to like really stick to your guns.
Like he just messaged me. I bet your throat is deep. Oh, honey, how deep? How deep we want to think? Okay, girl, look at this. Man, come on. Why do I have to make this goal this year?
Holy God.
Girl, that body is
Wait, I thought I was okay. You really surprised me with the whole fucking dick out. Wow. Oh my God, I just feel shell shocked. I didn't think I was gonna see.
But the only reason why I think he's a DL is because he does not have his face in his picture. It's just his body. DL's online.
Did he send you that face pic then?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like separate.
Yeah, he sent me the whole thing, girl. Um,
I don't know. This is part of growing
this is
is
the part, this is the part
not
of
leaning into
evolving
old ways.
and not leaning into the bullshit.
Yeah. So,
And I do, I want to evolve and change and stop doing certain things because it's just, I feel like I'm at a
well,
I'm at a point in I'm at an age now where I feel like it's like time to start taking things a little bit more seriously,
yeah, well, and I think from what I see from like the outside like perspective is that you're not like happy with the decisions that you're making afterwards, like the next day you're like message me being like, "Oh, I'm just like overthinking. I feel shitty about myself. I didn't like that. Like that was a crazy experience." Or the like whole I got robbed, which we didn't
That's what I was going to get into earlier. And then I was like, no, maybe I shouldn't. Tatum.
we didn't even get into. But, maybe we save that for like another time anyways.
Yeah, maybe we just act like that never happens. Okay. Yeah, no, I totally agree. But I think that, well, I know that a lot of it has to do with like a lot of trauma that we won't be getting into today. But that's why I looked for a therapy, a therapist, a sex therapist to be specific. Because my first ever sexual experience was with a straight man.
Yeah. And we'll just leave it at that.
So it's like I continue to try to relive the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an adult, when it's now in my control instead.
Right. Which makes sense because it like I think you probably feel like powerful in that moment because you're the one making the decision. But I think also we have to look at like the bigger picture and be like, do I feel good with these decisions at the end of the day? And I think sometimes we got to like hone in on that and be like, when you're thinking like, oh, well, this guy's so hot, maybe I'll make an exception. Think of like the next day chance, post nut clarity chance.
Dude, the PNC.
That's what I'm
always forget
saying.
about the PNC, the post nut.
Yeah. And then be like, would I still be okay with this decision? I don't know.
Yeah, probably not, you guys. But we have good news. We actually have good news. I hooked up with a gay last night, an actual gay man last
What?
night.
Wait, why didn't you bring this up in the catch up?
I thought I did earlier.
No. A gay last night? Who?
I hooked up with a gay last night from Grindr. I had him come over to my house.
Not the meth one.
Girl.
Okay. I never know with you.
The meth one, by the way, messaged me and said, I'm looking to slam some G and breed me. The whole message was wild.
It's their tweet. He just tweaking out.
And then he blocked me when I was like, girl, what are you talking about, mama?
So he blocked me.
He said, LOL, stupido. And then he blocked me. All right, whatever. Go find an iPhone charger, girl. No, but I hooked up with a gay last night. I just sucked his dick. You guys, I love sucking dick. I could literally suck dick for the rest of my life. I love it. Anyways, I sucked his dick, and then here's the real plot twist, y'all. He stayed after and wanted to get to know me more.
Oh my God.
Unheard of.
You're like interested in him? You think he's cute? Or
I mean, he's fine.
Okay.
Okay. He's really nice. He was really shy. So he seems sweet.
So maybe like a little friends with Ben situation,
maybe
like
a little
some casual dick.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
But I also want to get to the point where I hear you telling stories about how like you got pleasure, like yourself, because all the stories that I hear from you
is me giving. I'm a munch.
Yeah.
I'm a munch. I'm a pleaser. I mean, really? You know what I mean? No, sometimes I do, but we can get into that one another day.
Okay, we're gonna stop there because we can literally talk forever. We gave you a long ass full hour episode, and we'll be back. We'll be back bi-weekly episodes with Chance here on the show. More to divulge into and more stories to share. Do you have anything else to say before we go?
I don't. Thanks for letting me be open and honest and fucking just telling you all my crazy stories, everybody, and I hope you like to hear it.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait for more. This is going to be so fun.
It's going to be the best season ever, girl.
The best season ever. Happy fucking Monday. Bye.
Bye.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I gotta go, girl.